Glitter and gold. The Atlanta sun glittered on the polished marble floors of the Zolciak Bierman mansion, where a Louis Vuitton trunk served as a coffee table and a champagne fridge outshone the family portraits. To the outside world, it was the picture of American glamour, a football star and a real housewife turned socialite empire builder. Living large with 6 children in tow. Kim Zolciak, ever the diva in Dior, pranced through the house barefoot but bronzed with a flute of mote in hand and her phone glued to her ear. She was negotiating her 3rd wig line deal of the month. Kroy Bierman, former NFL linebacker turned full-time dad and bodyguard, was busy rearranging invoices on his laptop at the kitchen island. The kids, Brielle, Ariana, and the 4 younger ones, scattered through the house like paparazzi-dodging celebrities, unaware of the financial storm cloud brewing over their designer-clad heads. But behind the carefully curated Instagram filters and Bravo reruns was a truth as dark as the mahogany wine cellar. They were broke. Worse than broke. They were burning through the kids' money. Don't be tardy to the red flags, it had started innocently. A Gucci belt here, a helicopter ride there. Kim's reality show, Don't Be Tardy, brought in decent coin, and Kroy's NFL pension helped keep the lights on, at first. But the real money came from the trust funds. Each of the children had a financial nest egg set up after appearances on Bravo and endorsements that trickled in during the family's peak fame. Kim, ever the savvy hustler, had fought tooth and veneered nail for her children to be compensated for on-screen appearances. "We're building generational wealth," she told Kroy once, reclining by the pool in her Versus row. "What's the point of fame if we don't cash in on every second?" And so it began. Kroy, the loyal husband, started moving money around. First, it was a loan from Ariana's college fund to cover an overdue tax bill. Then, $40,000 from Kaya's trust for a birthday party that included a real unicorn, imported orchids, and a performance by Cardi B's 3rd cousin. Soon, there were no more loans, just transactions. Trust issues. Brielle, now 27 and running her own Barely There makeup line, had begun to notice discrepancies. Her accounts were suddenly restricted. Payments bounced. One day, her card was declined at Nobu. "I'm literally Zolciak royalty," she screamed at the hostess. "Do you know who my mother is?" But it wasn't until she accessed her trust account and found just $684 left that reality slapped her harder than a housewives' reunion. She cornered Kim that night. "Where is my money?" Kim didn't flinch. "Sweetheart, we used it to invest in our future. You wouldn't have that Range Rover if it weren't for us thinking ahead." Brielle's jaw dropped. "You mean your future?" Kroy walked in, sensing the tension. "We're a family. We share everything. Even our bank accounts." Brielle snapped. Even then, they didn't stop. The mansion of mirrors. They mortgaged the house 3 times. By now, their bank statements looked like a crime scene. Jewelry, private jets, and skincare routines that cost more than college tuitions. Kim clung to her illusion of wealth like it was a Birkin. She booked lip injections when the electricity bill went unpaid. She posted bikini selfies captioned "Living my best life," while the pool heater broke and the gardeners quit. Kroy began taking meetings with questionable crypto investors who wore more chains than credibility. The younger kids, KJ, Cash, Kaya, and Kane, were unknowingly funding it all. Their modeling and Instagram campaign earnings disappeared into a black hole of glam squads and court fees. The IRS came knocking, then Wells Fargo. The kids' trust accounts were frozen. The state opened an investigation into misuse of minor children's funds. Lawyers began circling like paparazzi. Bravo, betrayal, and bankruptcy. When the Bravo producers got wind of the financial meltdown, they pitched a revival. Don't Be Tardy. The Fall. Kim was all in. But Kroy hesitated. "We can't humiliate ourselves on national television," he said, pacing the now empty wine cellar. Kim lit a Marlboro Light. "Honey, that humiliation pays $80,000 an episode." He relented. The new show became a grotesque hit, part soap opera, part Shakespearean tragedy. Viewers were transfixed. The glamour was gone. The family was melting down in real time. One viral scene showed Kim screaming at Kroy over an expired Amex. Another showed Ariana calling her mom a Botoxed Bernie Madoff. Kim and Kroy, the golden couple of C-list fame, were now poster children for financial ruin. Their kids, who once graced red carpets, were now testifying in court about misappropriated funds. The $1,200 wig and the $1.2 million lawsuit. "I don't regret a single thing," Kim told a TMZ reporter outside a courthouse in Fulton County, her platinum blonde wig catching the wind like a sail on a sinking ship. She wore oversized Versus sunglasses and a Channel logo necklace, so large it could have served as a flotation device. Behind her, Kroy shuffled nervously, holding a wrinkled manila envelope. Court summons number 5 of the month. The $1.2 million lawsuit filed by their former accountant had detonated the final landmine. He'd blown the whistle on their misuse of the children's funds, detailing hundreds of transactions that painted a tragicomic portrait of excess. $12,000 for custom leopard print wallpaper. $4,500 on psychic readings for their dogs. $22,000 for Kim's emergency wig storage unit upgrade after a flood. $98,000 allegedly transferred from Kane's Trust into a failed tequila brand named Zolciak Spirits. The trust accounts, once locked away for college, medical expenses, and a stable future, had become piggy banks for indulgence. Kroy insisted it was all a misunderstanding. "We were just moving money temporarily," he said during an Instagram live that cut out halfway due to unpaid Wi-Fi. "We always intended to pay it back. But by then, the damage had been done." The children speak. In a twist fit for daytime TV, Brielle and Ariana turned on their parents publicly. Sitting on a white couch in a confessional-style interview with Entertainment Tonight, the girls told their side of the story. "I trusted them," Brielle said, voice quivering but lashes intact. "I was a teenager when I signed over power of attorney to them for the trust fund. I thought they were protecting me. Turns out they were protecting their next trip to Mykonos." Ariana chimed in. "Mom said it was for a down payment on a second house, but we never even saw the house. Turns out it was a lease for a Bentley and a failed glam room in Vegas." The interview went viral. Hashtag #FreeTheZolciakids trended on X. TikTok was flooded with dramatic reenactments. Reddit threads speculated that the younger children, KJ, Cash, Kaya, and Kane, were already being lined up for future reality TV roles just to recoup what was lost. Kim, meanwhile, doubled down. "I gave them life. They owe me," she snapped in a behind-the-scenes clip. "I should have trademarked their names when I had the chance." Divorce, debt, and desperation. Kroy filed for divorce in what TMZ called the third time in 18 months. Each time they reconciled, it was for the cameras or for an endorsement deal. But now, the financial skeletons had turned into full-blown zombies. Court documents revealed they owed more than $2.7 million in back taxes, $230,000 in unpaid credit card bills, and over $340,000 to house staff who hadn't been paid in over a year. The family chef had sued. So had the glam squad. The house was in foreclosure. Again. During a particularly grim episode of Don't Be Tardy, The Fall, cameras captured movers boxing up family photos, wig stands, and a stuffed unicorn from Kaya's infamous birthday party. Kroy was silent, his once muscular frame now gaunt. Kim sat on the floor with a glass of wine, whispering, "They can take the house, but they'll never take my lashes." Reckoning. A judge ordered a forensic audit of all 6 children's accounts. The results were damning. Over $900,000 had been siphoned from the kids' various trusts over a 5-year period. Most had been transferred to shell companies in Kim and Kroy's name. One account had been used to fund a brief and disastrous attempt at launching a chain of drive-through Botox bars. Brielle and Ariana filed a civil suit seeking damages and restitution. "This isn't about revenge," Ariana told People. "It's about justice and getting back the future they stole from us." Kim responded in the only way she knew how, a branded crying selfie on Instagram with the caption, "When your kids forget who bought them their first channel bags, #heartbroken, #betrayed, #still beautiful." Reality check. The Bravo show was canceled mid-season. Ratings had nosedived after viewers realized the drama had turned from campy to uncomfortable. In a last-ditch attempt to stay relevant and solvent, Kim launched a new OnlyFans account where she offered behind-the-scenes glam secrets and positive affirmations. Kroy began offering personal football training sessions to suburban dads. Still, the lawsuits piled up. The IRS seized what was left of their assets. The mansion was sold at auction for half its original listing price. Kim's once-coveted collection of wigs was auctioned off as celebrity memorabilia to Real Housewives fans with a flair for tragic couture. The younger kids, finally placed under a court-appointed guardian for their finances, were pulled out of the spotlight. KG enrolled in public school. Cash began therapy. Kaya and Kane, still too young to understand the scope of their parents' downfall, returned to normalcy, if such a thing could exist in the wake of such scandal. Lessons in lip gloss and lies. Years later, Brielle published a memoir titled Don't Be Tardy for the Truth. The opening line read, "My mother taught me two things: how to contour and how to trust the wrong people." It became a bestseller. Ariana started a podcast exposing financial abuse among famous families. KJ got a football scholarship. Kaya became a therapist. Kane developed a line of trust fund baby t-shirts that sold out online. And Kim? She quietly moved to Florida, rumored to be living with a retired plastic surgeon and his 7 cats. Occasionally, she'd pop up on Instagram promoting off-brand waist trainers and limited edition wig glue. Kroy took a job coaching high school football in Idaho. Word was he was finally happy. The Zolciak Bierman story had started in glitter, but ended in grit. Because you can burn through money, you can burn through fame. But when you burn through your kids' futures, there's no filter pretty enough to hide the truth.